Solution to a 3-mark question that appeared as part of the sample paper given by CBSE in 2019 for class 10 math. Question number 22. This topic, the moment you look at it, needs no introduction. It's from statistics. The table shows the daily expenditure on grocery of 25 households in a locality. Find the modal daily expenditure on grocery by a suitable method. Right? Let's quickly start. This question is a 3-mark question. We can solve it in all of 4 steps and you get marks at the end of each of those 4 steps. The first step is very, very crucial and it's actually an easy one. It's identifying the modal class. Modal class. How do we define mode? Mode is that element which occurs with the maximum frequency. In the table given below, which is the maximum frequency that we can see, 12 is the maximum frequency. The class that this 12 belongs to is 200 to 250. So the modal class for this distribution is 200 to 250. For doing this and writing this, you're going to get 1 mark. The second mark you're going to get is for this very crucial step of this question, which is writing the formula to compute the mode. Mode is computed using this formula, which is mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. This looks like a lot of terms. Keep one thing in mind. You're going to have similar formulae to compute mode, median, and mean and all of these things. Write down these formula, get them, you should know them thoroughly. You cannot have a doubt in the examination at all, right? You should have written it at least 20-25 times before you reach the examination so that this comes to you without even batting an eyelid. Right? Let's check out what each of these things means. Right? The modal class is 200 to 250. L stands for the lower limit of this modal class. The modal class is 200 to 250, so its lower limit is going to be equal to 200. What is H? H is the size of the class. Each of these classes has a size of 50. So H is equal to 50. Right? These two we have done L, we have done H. What is F1, F0 and F2? F1 is the modal class, which in our case equals to the number of elements in this modal class. The frequency of the modal class is 12. F0 is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class. The modal class is 200 to 250. The class preceding it is 150 to 200. The frequency of that class is equal to 5. What is F2? F2 is the frequency of the class that's succeeding the modal class. The modal class is 200 to 250. The class succeeding it is 250 to 300. The frequency of that is equal to 2. So you got values for all of these things. All that is left is basically substituting it. Quickly run through what each of these terms means. L is the lower limit of the modal class, which is 200 in this case because the modal class is 200 to 250. The class size is equal to 50 because we have distributed it into expenditure classes of 50 rupees each. F1 is the frequency of the modal class, which is 12. F0 is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class, which is equal to 5. F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the modal class, which is equal to 2. So for doing this formula, for writing the formula, you get 1 more mark. Next, you get half a mark for plugging in the values into this formula. Quick reference for these numbers. So L is equal to 200. Our mode, therefore, is going to be equal to 200 plus F1 minus F0. F1 is at 12, F0 is equal to 5, 12 minus 5 divided by 2F1 which is equal to 24 minus F0 which is a 5 minus F2 which is equal to 2 into the class size which is equal to 50. If you leave the question at this stage, you will get another half mark for plugging in these values. So you got 2.5 marks. 1 mark for identifying the modal class, 1 mark for writing the formula and half a mark for plugging in the values. You get half a mark for completing this calculation. Let's quickly run through it. So this is 200 plus 12 minus 5 is a 7 into 50 which is equal to 350 divided by 24 minus 7 which is equal to 17. This bit of a calculation is a bit of a pain. Let's do it. 350, let's divide it by 17. 17 goes in 350 20 times, so that's a 20. 340 is what we have left with a 10. Add a dot point here so that it goes into decimal places. Add a 0 here. 17 5s are 85, so that leaves us with 15 in the denominator as a reminder. Add a 0 to it. 17 9s are 153. We have only a 150, so it goes 8 times. So 136 is 18 times 17. So that leaves us with a 14. Add a 0. So this will again go 8. So 20.588 is what this value is. So the mode is equal to 200 plus 20.588. If you round it off to 2 decimal places, it's going to be 220.59, right? So if you do this calculation, you get all 3 marks. But in case you're running out of time, even if you stop at this stage, you're going to get 2.5 out of the 3 marks. Quickly summarize this last bit of calculation in a printed form. So we have plugged in all the values. This alone would have given you another half a mark. Getting to this would have given you all 3 marks. So the modal expenditure for this locality is 220.59 rupees. Before you leave, do two things. Sign up at online.maxtute.com for CBSE online class 10 maths coaching. Takes all of 3 steps and less than 5 minutes to get started. And subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/maxtute, and spread the word among your friends and classmates.